Hey guys, it's Saga from TechWorks. In this video, let's find out how do the cameras on the Realme 3 Pro stack up against the ones on the OnePlus 7. Now I know both these phones aren't even remotely close to competing with one another because the Realme 3 Pro is a budget smartphone which starts at 13,999 rupees, whereas the OnePlus 7 starts at 32,999 rupees, which is considered as a premium smartphone segment here in India. What is interesting is that the primary camera on the Realme 3 Pro is using exact same sensor as the OnePlus 6T. So like many of you guys, it got me wondering and I wanted to check out where does this camera stand in comparison to the new cameras on the OnePlus 7. With that out of the way, let us start with the video. But before that, if you are new to this channel, please make sure to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon next to it. That way, you won't miss out on any of the amazing videos coming up on this channel. To keep the video from getting longer than it already is, I will leave the camera specs on both these phones on this slide. You can pause the video and go through them if you want. Now let's head straight to the image and video samples. Starting with the daylight images. Now monsoon has started taking its toll in my city, so it is difficult to get images in bright sunlight. Most of the daylight images are in cloudy weather, but you still get a fairly good idea of how much details both these phones can capture. Like we have seen in all camera comparisons involving OnePlus 7 until now, we again see the magenta tint in its images. This is more apparent when we start comparing these images with some other smartphone. Realme 3 Pro on the other hand oversaturates the color in some of the shots, and depending on your color preference, you may or may not like it. Indoors or in artificial lighting conditions, OnePlus 7 captures cooler colors, whereas Realme 3 Pro leans on capturing warmer colors, which are sometimes even warmer than the actual scene. Personally, I like natural looking colors in my images, so I am not a big fan of either of these when it comes to color reproduction. Both capture a lot of details in all of these shots, but the images from OnePlus 7 are sharper, which you can see as we zoom in on them. OnePlus 7 is not the best when it comes to high dynamic range situations. Realme 3 Pro again oversaturates the image, but it did manage to bring up more details from the shadows while preserving the highlights. Again in this shot, Realme 3 Pro managed to bring out a lot of details from outside the window compared to the OnePlus 7. All of these have been normal 12 and 16 megapixel images from the OnePlus 7 and Realme 3 Pro respectively. Both of them give you options to take high resolution images. On the OnePlus 7, you can take native 48 megapixel images, whereas on the Realme 3 Pro, you can take 64 megapixel images. It does so by clicking multiple 16 megapixel images and combining information from all of them to form a higher resolution image. These images are huge in terms of file size, but they don't necessarily show more information or details than the normal 12 or 16 megapixel images from both these phones. If you have very steady set of hands, you might be able to get good looking detailed images. But for almost all of your day-to-day images, I will suggest you to stick with the default 12 or 16 megapixel modes on these respective phones. Coming to the close-up shots. Although both these phones have the same f1.7 aperture, physical size of the sensor is bigger on the primary camera of the OnePlus 7, so the background in its close-up shots is blurred out a bit more. Subject is sharp in the close-up shots from both the phones, which shows they are good at focusing. But the minimum focusing distance is a bit better on the Realme 3 Pro, which means with it, you can get slightly more closer to the subject and still be able to set the right focus compared to the OnePlus 7. Out of these two, portrait mode images are definitely better from the OnePlus 7. Edge detection from the Realme 3 Pro is not the best in these images, which is weird because I remember it being better than this when I made its dedicated camera review a couple of months back. OnePlus 7 is not the best when it comes to capturing sharper subjects in these portrait shots, but the subjects in the Realme 3 Pro's portrait shots are even softer. So if you plan on taking a lot of portrait shots, I would suggest you to go with the OnePlus 7. When it comes to taking portrait shots of objects, edge detection on both the phones get a bit better. Your subjects are still softer in these portrait shots on the Realme 3 Pro compared to the OnePlus 7. Moving on to indoor, artificial and lower lighting situations. OnePlus 7 gets optical image stabilization on the primary camera, which helps it capture less noise compared to the Realme 3 Pro. OnePlus handles the exposure from light better in these situations. Both the phones have nightscape mode to help them take better images in lower light. On the OnePlus 7, you don't need to hold the phone steady for more than half a second, as it applies all the processing after the images have been clicked. But on the Realme 3 Pro, you will need to hold the phone steady for 2 to 3 seconds when the phone captures multiple images at various exposure and then combines the information from those to form a final image, which takes a bit more time. Resulting nightscape mode images from both these phones have lot of light and they look better than the images captured with the auto mode. but details in some of the night sight mode images from the Realme 3 Pro are completely lost, whereas the OnePlus 7 does well to preserve most of the details. So the OnePlus 7 is definitely better one in lower lighting situations. But when you consider its price, Realme 3 Pro is also doing a fairly good job. That brings us to the front-facing cameras. The 25 megapixel selfie camera on the Realme 3 Pro captures more details compared to the 16 megapixel selfie camera on the OnePlus 7. Overall colors, contrast and skin tones are also better represented in the selfies from the Realme 3 Pro. Both can take portrait selfies, but here OnePlus 7 shows better edge detection and the blur to the background in its images look much more natural, whereas the blur in the background of the portrait selfies from Realme 3 Pro looks a bit too processed. In this portrait selfie, we see the OnePlus 7 showing much better exposure compared to the Realme 3 Pro. Here's a video from the front-facing camera of the OnePlus 7 and the Realme 3 Pro. You can see how both of them are handling the overall colors of the scene, exposure and stabilization when I'm walking around with them. Both can shoot 4K 30fps videos. OnePlus can go a step further and shoot 4K 60fps videos as well. 1080p 30fps videos get electronic stabilization on both. Now these clips have been taken from a moving car, so they are very stable as it is. OnePlus 7 can take 240fps slow motion videos in 1080p resolution, whereas Realme 3 Pro can do 120fps at 1080p resolution. OnePlus 7 can also do 480fps super slow motion videos at 720p resolution, and Realme says that the 3 Pro can take 960fps super slow motion videos at 720p resolution. But these videos are not real 960fps videos and they look really bad if you remember from my dedicated camera review of the Realme 3 Pro. So from all the image and video samples, other than the white balance issue, OnePlus 7 has a better camera of the two in almost all lighting situations. It costs more than twice as much as the Realme 3 Pro, but if you're serious about mobile photography, then I think you should go for it. It also gives you a much better overall build quality, better internal hardware, and software updates for a longer time. The Realme 3 Pro costs half as much, and for its price, I think it has a very good set of cameras. So if you can't stretch your budget beyond 14,000 rupees, then I think you can go for the Realme 3 Pro. So what do you guys think about the cameras on both these phones? Do let me know in the comments. And if you plan on getting any of these phones, I will appreciate if you get them from the affiliate links in the description section. It helps the channel out at no extra cost to you. That is it for this video guys. Please hit the like button if you enjoyed this video and subscribe to the channel for more quality tech videos like this. You can also check out some of the other videos from this channel. This has been Sagar and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care.